Today is 11th of November. In China, we call it Double 11. Maybe like 10, 20 years ago, we have a nickname for this day. It's called Singles Day, you know, for singles people. And later on, it became the biggest sales day in China. But in Poland, today is the Polish Independence Day. And they have this huge independent march going to happen today in the city center. Last year I didn't go there because I've heard stories or reports saying that there's going to be like violence and stuff happening on this day during the march, especially from the right people going against the foreigners. But well, since I already been to almost all the parades and events in Poland, this is the only one that I haven't been. So now I'm going to take the tram to go to the city center for the first time to see this independent march. And honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen, and I really hope there is not gonna be any violence, especially not to me, since I'm a foreigner living in Poland. But I don't know, I guess we will see. So right now I'm in the city center of Warsaw, and there's already some people around here, not a lot, and there's a lot of stands selling those flags, you know, Polish flags and stuff like that. And I also got one just in case they have some kind of violence. I will tell them that, hey, I'm one of you guys. There's a lot of these people wearing yellow jackets and maybe some kind of volunteer, I don't know. I feel like I'm the only foreigners here. Oh my god, like, you know, foreign face. I've not seen any Asian face here yet. So a little bit scary, to be honest. But I think it should be peaceful. I don't know, but let's see. Oh god. So far, everything is still quite peaceful. The march is gonna at 2 p.m. I think.
Hi, hello. Where are you from?
China.
Okay, China. Wow.
Happy Independence Day.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. Everyone is getting ready for the march. It's so many flags, Polish flags here. Like it's really a lot. I will show you guys. The march finally started, and Jesus Christ, there's so many people here. It's like, I don't know, 10,000, 20,000, I don't know, like it's just a lot of people here. But everything seems really peaceful right now. And there's no such thing as like violence or whatever. But it's raining today, a little bit raining, so I'm more wet right now. It's like really wet and cold. Even with thousands of people here, everything feels surprisingly peaceful. There were no signs of violence, just people walking around, chanting and waving flags. Many families even brought their kids. The street of Warsaw turned into a living painting today, full of flags, red smoke and emotion. I didn't plan to join the parade, I just followed the noise. In this independent march, I saw different banners, some religious, some political, some I couldn't understand. As a foreigner, the language barrier makes everything distant and abstract. My Polish girlfriend told me this is a fascist march, but maybe it's a little bit exaggerated. To me, without understanding the slogans, it's simply a cloud with emotions I can't decode. Although I did notice a banner against immigrants, but as long as no one acted violently, it didn't really feel threatening. There's this strange comfort of not knowing a language. It protects you from meanings. I thought about how similar this would be in China. I know many foreigners who live there don't really speak Chinese either. They see prosperities, order and convenience, but rarely sense the pressure or the social problems beneath it. When you don't understand the language, you can't really understand the culture. You just flow above it. like a tourist inside someone else's history. In China, we also have national days, the 1st of October, but on this day, it means a week off. People travel, shop, rest, spend time with their friends, family, and loved ones. The most nationalistic thing is probably just the flag raising ceremony in Beijing and hang out some flags in the cities. Personally, I've never been a patriot. I've always thought that patriotism is an irrational sentiment, a feeling that often leads to the moral blackmail. And I noticed that people from countries that suffer, that were invaded or still struggling, often hold on to patriotism more tightly. It's like a scar that becomes part of their identity. For example, two of my ex-girlfriends were from Ukraine and they were both deeply proud of their country. So maybe for small nations, patriotism is not just an emotion, it's survival. As I watch this massive parade in Warsaw, it's really hard for me to imagine something like this would happen in China. But if it did, I would feel quite frightened and worried. But here, as a foreigner, it was simply fascinating. When you don't belong, everything looks more beautiful. There's a saying, ignorance is a bliss. Right now, it seems like we enter the era of anti-globalization and rising nationalism. As a normal citizen of the world, I can't really change the tide, but at least I can choose to stay rational and not follow blindly. In my early days, I made some paintings that's related to similar topics, like global politics and social issues. But it's really hard to exhibit them in China, with all the sanctions and stuff. And since I'm making videos now, sometimes it's really hard to post freely in Chinese channel. To be honest, it can be quite frustrating. But you wouldn't notice if you were not an artist or a content creator. And I'm sure there's some other obstacles with other careers. A healthy society shouldn't have only one voice. And here in Poland, despite all the flaws it has, such as overpriced rent, inefficient government service, and illegal abortion, at least you can hear different voices. I guess it really depends on what you like. To live, I would choose China. But to create, well, I'm still stuck in Poland. The march is still going on, but it's almost finished, I think. And you see the red in the back, it's on the bridge. That's the march. I went out earlier because it was just too many people and it's just getting too cold and getting dark. I think I'm not gonna follow them until the end. So they're gonna all go into the National Stadium and they're gonna have some kind of singing or whatever, Yeah, I guess that's it.
I walk through the crowd, I don't know their words, only the rhythm, the echo I heard. Faces in red, the flags in the smoke, history breathes, but no one spoke. I am a stranger